Hello and welcome to Chatting on a Saturday or Saturday Chat or whatever. Big Scott 35. Uh, it's 4 o'clock in the evening. The Mets game just started. Have to do something to kind of not just sit here and stare at the Mets. Singer's pitching today, so we know we're going to have a good outing. He'll fight. But less than 24 hours removed from Virginia grasping defeat out of the jaws of victory. Not happy with that game whatsoever. First round of the College World Series had them 5-2 going into the eighth and lost 6-5. I'll probably talk more with that with my dad on Monday, or actually, we're doing a special Sunday Father's Day edition, so look forward for that. Um, let's see. Didn't go home this weekend. We decided I'm going home in July for a thing for one of my friends that passed earlier this year. We're having like a memorial at the ballpark during a game for him. So a bunch of us guys that grew up together going to that. Probably be packed. He was well loved in our town. Uh, let's see. Uh, but let's talk about the week there was. So the week there was. So start with Sunday night. Strong. I'm put a link because if you did not have not seen my Let's Talk this past week with Miko and Westgrove. Westgrove's like, hey, I have not doing anything. Send me a link. So I brought him on, and we went hour and a half, I think, and we probably could have went longer. Oh man, we talked for everything about the national. I think we came up at the national with some unique perspectives, and we'll talk more about those in later dates. We talked about Philadelphia traffic with the bridge burning, collapsing, overpass on 95. We talked about all kinds of things, and that's just how we are. We'll get to chatting on the book faces sometimes, and the same thing, even with a couple extra people. So that was kind of like an insight of something that we might how our discussions go. And man, great audience participation, great chat. Man, it was just a great night. Great vibe. I can't wait for the national. It just I was just like, man, it can't get here fast enough. And I think we're 5 weeks out now. So I did me and my dad talked Monday, another great chat. Seems like people are starting to pick up, watch it a little bit more, don't push it as much. Um, it's just something me and my dad do for fun. It's our conversations we have anyway. We love baseball. I grew up in a house of baseball. Uh, just grandparents on both sides, just everybody. We baseball. Then then let's see. Wednesday, show James Gilliam. James is one of the best people in this, and I don't say that. You know, I know I use that. We all use that term. One of the greatest people. No, if you don't get a chance to meet, you need. He doesn't have a channel, but he's on. He comments. He's in the down below. He knows a lot of people that do videos. Uh, he came back into collecting. Has a great story. It's a sad story, but the ending is great, and it's man, this dude is awesome. And if you see us talking to an older fella, uh, as James, and we just go, hey, James, I want to shake your hand because this guy's a great person in the community. Reminds me a lot of Ron Fig. You know, Ron don't do a lot of, he doesn't do videos and stuff, but comments. He's involved in the community. Haven't seen him around a lot, but, you know, here lately. But, you know, life happens. Life just happens to us. Commenters and all that. I mean, I love the people in my community. When I don't see them in my comments, I try to reach out and find out what's going on. Not because, hey, why are you not watching me? But hey, is everything okay? Um, just just reaching out as a friendly. I don't care if you watch me. It's just if I miss you, I miss you as a friend. It's hard to say that we're friends, but uh, you know, in a strange way, we kind of are, I guess. Uh, so yeah, I mean that's just how it is. For me anyway. It might be one sided. Uh, let's see. And then Thursday, Nerdy Thursday, did a late one. Didn't know if I was going to do one at all. So I don't like to force things. Kind of like today, but I got some thoughts that I'll talk about like for today's chat. Uh, but you know, just talked a little bit on Nerdy Thursday. Showed off a couple pickups. Showed off some Star Wars cards that I had stacked over here that some of them I want to send off to get graded. Uh, and then now I'll talk about today. So I want to, CSG has a different, this is the one thing I don't like about CSG. You can't send any card to CSG. So they have different departments. So I think it's CDC that does like the comic books, trading cards, um, game cards. So that's where I have to send the Star Wars cards to. So I have to do a separate thing to send to them, and I can't mix and match my bulk. So I got to have a bulk for that, and I need a bulk for this. I really don't know anybody who does bulk for non-sports. I haven't seen any non-sports. I'm sure they're out there. I probably need to find one because that division of CSG is really for non-sport. They have a lot of respect in the secondary market. Am I a flipper? No, but I do want to get the most out of my cards. SGC is great for my Star Wars too. You know, they get pretty good in the secondary market. But the CSG, I love their holder. It's the same size, and I want to see some of my Star Wars cards in that clear holder. That's it. And I love the flip. Their flips on that one, I think it's a blue one. Um, so, and like I said, you know, I could talk to a lot of people like in the Pokemon and that world, and yeah, they know it. I go to my comic book store near me, and that's who all their graded cards is through that CDC. I want to say it's CDC. I could be wrong. Somebody correct me if you know better. I know Bobbles knows it. Me and him have talked about it before. He's the one who let me know they're doing Star Wars now. I didn't know that. I knew it was coming. They kept telling me it was coming. I was hoping to get an email telling me. I might have, and I missed it. I'm not very good at checking my emails. But anyway, yeah, that's it. But a couple other things I want to touch on. Some things that kind of this week, just running around going to stores this weekend, going shopping to stores. Uh, I know it's summertime. This is probably first week or two the kids are out of school. Um, around here, I know where in Iowa they've been out for a little bit, but you know, kids are just getting out of school, so maybe they're not. Families are not out shopping or eating. But I seen, man, last night a lot of restaurants had a lot of. And I live in a very busy area of this country, Winston-Salem, the Triad. Um, the popular restaurants, they are packed on Friday, Saturday night. If you want to go get in, you better get there early or you'll be late. Yeah, I noticed that the mall wasn't not full. That mall is packed on the weekends. Was pretty empty. Now they do have the no 18 and under after a certain time, which I like that rule. I've heard people complain about it. Uh, I know when I went to the mall and I was under 18, me and my friends, you know, chirping for chicks, as my stepdad used to say. Uh, it just we won't up to the best intentions, and we damn sure won't there to spend money. So, uh, idle hands type of deal. Um, but anyway, I digress. They'd get back on the subject, and I know a lot of people. I'm not doing the skies falling, whatever, because I think the hobby's just going to be moving along, just at a different rate, and we're seeing that rate kind of dropping. Now you got the high end boys that are pretty insulated from the economic struggles that some of us have down here. The white collar upper, the people that spend a lot of money on have a lot of discretionary funds. Um, they might be a little bit more insulated to what's going on in the economy. But I hear more and more, food. I went to a grocery store today and I felt like food is kind of, if you purchase smart, um, I tried to be smart about my purchasing. Sorry, Brandon Nemo just hit a lead off for the line. I did okay, and I was very happy. I bought for a couple of weeks. You still got to go every once in a while, pick up this, that, and the other, but still, for the most part, I learned to not shop at Walmart for my groceries. So I tend to buy stuff I don't need, or whatever, ball cards. But I did go to a Walmart today, and they had a whole section of discounted blasters, $17. Actually, when I rang them up, they're below 17, but have 17 on the sticker. Fat packs. So it started making me think, because I still feel like we have yet to hit the bottom yet. And I heard some people talking about, the national, and here's a little bit of my fear about the national. As we keep going in this summer, gasoline's not that bad right now. I actually filled up my tank not really cheap. It ain't in the $2 range or nothing like that, but right above $3. Hopefully, it comes down even more. But people have families, and I'm a single income guy, man. And that me and my mom were talking last week. They really want me to my parents want me to move out of my area. And I really can't because of affordability. I got what I can afford. It's not that bad of a neighborhood. It's not the greatest of neighborhoods. But, actually it's not that bad. And it's just city. It's just, I'm in a city. It's just, it's just the way it is. Then, I just feel like, I do have some fear for me myself, and I have also a little announcement. Am I going to be a flipper? And I was talking about this before, where on the secondary market, I'm starting to post cards starting tomorrow. I'm going to do 10 cards a day. Going back, I've been on sport lots before. I'm a penny stock guy. That's where I live. I can take the cards, sell them on there, put them in my account, and a lot of people will cross, if they're on eBay, they're also on sport lots type of deal. you find autos and stuff. But I can also take my money out and put it into my account. So if I want to purchase something or if I need the money, but I, I was happy making $100 a month, whatever, if that. Uh, but I'm purging. I'm purging my cards. I'm tired of looking at a bunch of boxes of cards that what am I doing? What am I doing with it? But yeah, the back of my mind is like, and I'll get more into it this week when I show off my cards Wednesday. I've gotten to where, I mean, I got some boxes here, cards. I got blasters, but I open up one pack a week. I probably got enough packs now to last me a year, most definitely. Um, so I'm just gonna put them on a shelf for a rainy day and open them when I want to open them at my own pace. And that's kind of the way I'm going. And if I don't have a time where I can afford to buy them, I have some here to open to, you know, make me feel like I'm still involved with the hobby. Now, don't get me, I start back to work also next Monday, so that would make me feel better probably. Uh, I am, getting paid. I'm paid time off for this, but I make a little bit more when I'm working than being out. There is, since I work a nighttime premium on my second shift, so uh, we don't need to know everything about Scott, but uh, I just feel this week I was scratching my head, man, going into stores and like going into some of the secondary stores. I see more people selling than I do buying. Um, it just, I'm like, wow. Or we've been seeing, because what I've been seeing, and everybody's been saying, oh, here, it's falling, it's falling. I just think we're coming back to reality and we're not in the card market hasn't seen the reality of what's going on in the real world yet. But I think it's still to come. I think the reality of what's going on in the card market is it's not COVID. The easiness, the education people are having, they're going on to the next shiny thing. They're back to working. All that stuff is the ball games have started. They're not sitting at home. I think it was Mike O made a comment of, ball games. People rather go pay money to go see a ball game than they would on a box of cards. So before the money they were having, that $100 to go to a baseball game, they had that $100 extra sitting around. Well, if I can't go to a ball game, I'll buy something adjacent to it, right? To still feel involved in sports. And I think a lot of that, is gone now. And that's the part that has left and we're missing. I think now we're going to start seeing the financial issues we're having in the real world. Uh, you know, I, and I just, I was talking to some of my friends where I worked at. It's tough times coming, I think, and I hope we're ready for it. And I'm not trying to say the sky's falling. I mean, that last statement kind of sounded like. I just think I'm ready for it. I lived on ramen noodles and spaghetti dinners, and you know, uh, I I can live off of and be smart. But I love this hobby, and I don't want to. I felt like COVID took it away from me. I don't want to get taken away from me because man, I work hard, I make good money, and I feel like man, if I want to buy a pack of cards, I should be able to buy a damn pack of cards. If I want to go on eBay and spend some money on a Pete Alonso card, I should be able to. But man, I got to sit there and think about everything that I buy and what's if I buy this, okay, it's taken away from this. I know that's adulting, but I didn't have that 2 years ago. Now I do. Um, just makes my and I feel like I'm hoping that's just me and it's maybe my anxiety. I hope it's not the reality. Uh, but I just want everybody, just food for thought. Let me know, hey Scott, you're crazy. You're overthinking this. It was just a off weekend, whatever. But anyway, on to the week that's coming up. So I'm really excited. We talked after I got off of with uh, Mike and Ed. He was on there too. We missed each other at some shows. We really been wanting to talk, and I'm having Snoop come on Sunday night. If you don't know who Snoop is, I don't know where you've been under a rock. Another guy that's kind of been out of the community a little bit. He comes in, but he's just a breath of fresh air. Um, and when he speaks, everybody kind of speaks. He's the king of the rant. Uh, kind of known for that. Uh, so I'm looking so forward to speaking with him and see how he hobbies. Uh, and also national talk. He's gonna. I want him to kind of explain what his national plans are. Let's see. Wednesday, I'll go over some pickups. I don't know which one. I got a stack here, and I also got an SGC. Now, I've had an order since last July. I brought this up again at PSA with Triple Crown. Now it's been it's 8 stages. It's been in stage 7 for 2-3 weeks now. I have sent, I think, 3 cards this year to PSA just to keep up my Pete Alonso stuff. I don't know if I'll ever send anything to PSA on my own. Now, will I buy PSA cards? Yeah. I think I'm done with the registries. I think I had fun with it. I'm pissed off that I can't do. I really was enjoying my Gary Carters, but the majority of the Gary Carters I'm going to degrade it. I'm not spending $15 to $20 a card when I can do higher value cards. I have them in my book. I'm just as happy with that. I know they're in my possession. Uh, you know, if y'all want to compete over a registry that PSA doesn't care about anymore, obviously, then go right ahead by all means. You're gonna tell me, "Oh, you're crazy, Scott." Uh, you know, uh, the PSA do care, and you just I'm playing in the low, shallow end. Well, that's how they got people hooked in the PSA cards was the shallow end cards, and people need to realize that. And PSA really needs to take a sharp look. It made me mad because I went to the show last year. People got their cards back in 2-3 days. There's a line that you can't believe at their booth, and there's people that have been doing bulk orders, and I don't know what's going on with the JT orders. I know a little bit, but not deep. But it's really pissed me off, and it's not JT, it's PSA the way it sounds. Uh, but we'll go back this year, and they'll charge some exorbitant amount. And they'll have a line. I think they'll charge $100 grading fee. I really do at the show. I wouldn't know why they wouldn't when they've done it in the past and it's worked. So I'm thinking $100, and you get your card back at the show, and it'll be a line Wednesday night at the door, and they'll already have a bunch from the dealers on Tuesday probably. Um, they in the past they cut it off on Thursday, taking take and I just feel like they took advantage. How can I say that? Because people freely hand over their money. I don't know. I just that's the way I feel, and as long as other people can be happy with them, and I hope they are. Uh, they don't care about us. They prove it every day, and we just keep sending cards in. But anyway, I go back on the week that will be. So that'll be Wednesday. I'll be showing off, maybe show off both. I do have a care package again. This community's freaking awesome. So I will have a Nerdy Thursday again, and that'll be the week. I'm sorry, this has been a long one. I just felt like this has been a little therapeutic. The more I talk to put things out there, the better I felt by some situations. But I'm still having a little anxiety about what's going on in the real world, and I hope the new norm is not, $200 for 6 bags of groceries. I hope that's not the new norm. Where if it is, hobbies might be gone for everybody except for the people that are in the top tier. But anyway, I digress. Till next time, like, share, tell a friend, dislike. This might be a one I get a lot of thumbs down. Might be a lot of people going, "Oh, Scott's doing a woe is me," or "Scott's falling." Nope, not doing that. I'm just doing. I don't think we've actually seen reality yet. So until next time, see ya.